G'day everyone, it's SDS SuperCoach, providing SuperCoach content for you. So I'm here to present my round 21 review. So we scored 2,409, 1 out of 2 league wins. Still got a top 1% score, but now season rate now is 2,095. So this has probably been my worst week in a while. So that was a bit disappointing, but can't go up in the ranks every single week. So maybe this was due. But just a disappointing round this week. I'm looking to bounce back, so not too deflated, but it's a bit disappointing. It's probably ruled out my chance of finishing in the top 1K. So, well, let's get straight into the side. All right. So I know my face cam's fine. All right. So basically, what happened was I believe it felt like any highly owned player that I didn't have just went off, just went bananas. And any pod that I had in my side, we'll give you a shit score. How about that? So I think that's all to it. Like, I even had Oliver as my vice captain and took his score, and even then it wasn't enough. So just another just a bad score this week. And anyway, let's get into the side. I will be using my final trade this week to get rid of. You'll eventually see, but we'll quickly run through the side. So, Jack Sinclair, 116. I didn't watch too much footy on the weekend, but it's a decent score for him to score like that at the category. Tom Stewart, what the fuck, mate? Are you taking the piss? A 48. Are you taking the piss? Seriously? As I said, I didn't watch much of the game, but I think he gave away a few frees. He just wasn't good enough. So that's pretty bad. That certainly hurt this week. Jordan Dawson, 108. Solid score. Sicily, 104. His ceilings, we haven't had a ceiling game in a while. It's just been in between 90 and 105 sort of thing, but it's nothing disastrous. So we love Sis. Well, I love Sis. Jaden Short, 77. I've had enough of this bloke. I've been meaning to trade him out, but I think this week's going to be fuck it. I'm going to say it. Jaden Short's leaving my side this week, unless there's any injuries during training, whatever. But I am using my final trade this week on Jaden Short. And I'll tell you guys who I'm going to upgrade to. Jack Crisp with 105. How about that? 105 from Jack Crisp. You're going to be kidding me. Like, I thought this bloke was as dead. This bloke was dead. He scored 105. I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm like, but I believe he scored like a 56-point final quarter. And I was looking at the scores and I was just looking like, another shit score from Crisp. Imagine if he kicked that goal after the siren. Oh, gee, he would have gotten a 120 probably. But, good to see Crisp bounce back. So, about fucking time. Sorry. Rory Laird, 140, and none of these blokes played. Rory Laird, 145. He was going to be my captain if I didn't take Oliver's score. So I'm very happy that, obviously Oliver went so well. I captained the right bloke, but Rory Laird was just outstanding once again. He's going to be in my loop. They're going up against bloody North Melbourne this week, so it's hard to take it off him. Zach Merritt, 71, another bloke that killed me, but I've had him for a month, and he's given me 130 pluses. So I'm happy to let him off the hook here because he's been a big reason as to why I've been soaring up in the ranks. But so Oliver, 152, just outstanding. Collingwood leak a lot of points, as we all know. Lockie near 138. I feel like, what did he score last week? I don't really remember. 110. Yeah, this is his first 130 since the Dogs in round 16. So that's great to see. So love that from Lockie. Did fantastic. Jack Steele, 93. I think this is his lowest score since I've brought him back into the side. It's always hard to score up in the category. So I'm going to let Steele have a pass here. Brayshaw 93. I thought the score was going to look a bit more promising, but is what it is. Jack McRae 102. I don't even know if I'm going to start him next year, to be honest. He will be cheap. Like, he will be pretty cheap. But, man, when was the last time this bloke's cut sick? He's given us roughly, since round 16, so 7 weeks and probably one captain score that you would take. So, really bad for McRae. Bad second half of the year for him. Took Miller 98, got tagged by McGuinness. Wore him like a rubber glove. So, a bit stiff for Took, but he's just been outstanding in the second half of the year. Angwin was my captain. Machado Owens, 51, didn't really know what he did. Kelly, the fucking peanut. Jared Witt's 133. Bang. Look at him go. This is first big score in a while, so that's great to see. This is his first ton since round 17, so great to see here from Witts. Very good score. Darcy, 59, another fucking score in the 50s for Darcy. I think this is his second. Yeah, he scored a 59 against Brisbane was when I brought him in. So he hasn't hit the ton since round 17. So a month. It's been a bit consistent as of late, but yeah, this 59, bloody rubbish from Darcy. And he hasn't got a high ownership, so that's what hurts. That really hurts. Bontempelli, 100. There was some question marks on whether he was going to play this week. He had a cork thigh, I think, but he got through. So, good on him and still scored a ton. Keneally, I didn't see any of this game, but 106, good on him. Luke Parker, 103. Again, I didn't really watch much of this game, but it was good to get a ton out of Parker. Josh Dunkley, magnificent past couple of weeks from him. He's bouncing back big time. So this is great to see from Dunkley. Timmy English with an 86. Yeah. I thought it was a masterstroke when I traded English to Heaney probably a couple months back at this point now. And that might be my worst trade this year. Heaney's outscored him once again. So I think the concussions really hurt him. We see a trend with players where they struggle. They struggle a bit after they come back from concussion. So he's only given us a ton since round 1 ton since round from round 17 to 21. So yeah, another poor week from the big fella. Will Brodie, everyone owns him, so it's not too big of a deal. But a 65 is fucking atrocious. McCartan was my emergency with the 63, but didn't need him this week. Teakle, I didn't see any of the game, but good for him to get a 73. Yeah, as we wind towards the end of the season now, there's only a couple of weeks left. There really isn't too much to talk about. I feel like I'm saying the same thing each week with all these players. So I'm trying to keep these a bit shorter. So first of all, let's talk about captain, vice captain. So, so what are the matchups here? Let's just think of all the players who I feel comfortable about putting the vice captain on and seeing who they play. Clayton Oliver against Carlton with no Cripps, no Hewitt probably. That does sound pretty tempting. It sounds like Cripps is going to get suspended, and I think he should. That didn't look very good from his part. So any chance that he had at winning a Brownlow is just shot down, basically. So I'm pretty sure he still scored a ton today. So yeah, he's killed me the past few weeks with no Hewitt. So I think Laird has to be the captain or vice captain. I think vice captain. Do I trust Steele against Brisbane on Friday night? Don't know. Don't think so. Oliver against Carlton's very tempting on a Saturday night, as I mentioned, due to no Hewitt or Cripps probably. Who else? Do we trust Merritt again? After a 71, it's hard to back him, to be honest. I think we'll do this for now. Is there anyone else I'm forgetting? Bont wouldn't really work. Could we do Lockie Neal? Who have they got? Oh, yeah, they got St Kilda Friday night. I kind of forgot about Lockie Neal as an option. He could cut sick against St Kilda. What did he score like? What did he score this year against St Kilda? 123. Pretty solid. I think Laird could go 170 this week against North. So I think I'd rather vice captain Laird, just so I know what I'm working with. And to be fair, like, when doesn't he score under a 120? So that's what I'm thinking of doing this week with captain and vice captain. I think Laird into Oliver. What else do we need to talk about? I guess we can talk about who I'm trading Jaden Shaw to. If there's no injuries from my side, then Jaden Shaw's going this week. Sorry, I'm not bringing Sam Doherty. I'm bringing in Angus Brayshaw. I think he could go really well this week, as I mentioned, with no Cripps or Hewitt. They're going up against Carlton this week. And the move to the midfield he's just delivered some really good scores. I was a tad worried that he was going too well. I think it was on like 80 points at halftime, but slowed up a bit. But yeah, ever since his move to the midfield, we've gotten a 122, a 123, and a 113, and that's basically a 50-point differential with Short every week, basically. I mean, I would have gotten an extra 40, 50 points if I made the move this week, but I just needed an extra week. I'm actually okay with not having any trades for the last two weeks. Round 23, you don't need to hold on to any trades, I believe. So, look, so we're running out of trade. We've got no trades. It's a bit of a standstill for now. Let me just put Tuke back on the field. Is there anything else we need to really do? I don't think so. We're now left with 9.8. So, see, as bad as annoying and frustrating the Jai Cully situation was with him getting suspended, we did have 112K to work with, so we could bring in a really good player for these struggling premiums like Chris, or I could have gone Darcy or Brody, etc. I think I'm getting the most points out of a Short to Brayshaw move than hey, maybe, but I think Darcy, he hasn't exactly shown his ceiling, but I feel like I'm getting more of a point advantage going from Short to Brayshaw than Darcy to Gawn or whatever, or Brody to Liberatore, you know what I mean? So Short's been struggling the most out of my side, so he just had to go shit roll. So we're going to have Brayshaw for the last 2 weeks, so I'm pretty keen on that. And yeah, this is the final product of my side. Am I relatively happy with my side? I actually am. This is, in my opinion, this is actually a very good side that I've built, and I've been pretty. I don't think I fucked up too much in terms of trades. I think my starting team this year really let me down. Now that I think of it, you had Short, Chris, Whitfield, so and Crisp is the only one still on the side. So, look, I'm pretty happy with the side. I think the one mindset that I'm going to have next year is that your side's never perfect. I almost got to a point during the year where I don't need to do anything. This side's perfect, but that's never the case. Some players dip down in form. Darcy I thought was an outstanding trade, but I think he's been a bit, a touch disappointing in my opinion. I thought, you know what, this forward line's just fucking beautiful. Don't touch it. But, Will Brody struggled as of late. I'd like to know his 5-round average. I reckon it's been shocking. Yeah, that's really bad. An 84. Yeah, real Jaden Shaw territory, that. So, I thought, oh, this is perfect. But, I'd love a Liberatore or fucking Heaney. But I did have him. So, look, yeah, so that's one thing I'll learn from this year. Never think that you guys have the perfect side. There's always, players to own that you don't have, and they're going to kill you. So, yeah, I guess that's just a mindset that I'll have for next year. You got to be careful about these luxury upgrades too, getting rid of Heaney. But I thought it was the right move at the time. English scored a 160 against West Coast. I thought, oh, he's back. And Heaney was just really struggling in that forward line role. He's getting a few more CBAs now. And look, to be fair, it's Hall. He's coached by John Longmire. So I didn't expect him to get more midfield time. So, yeah. But yeah, anyway, enough rambling on. I don't think there's too much to talk about else here. So I'm just rambling on here. Let's have a look at the SDS SuperCoach League. Actually, to be fair, it was a good week this week to have a bad week because, most of my leagues I had to buy. I'm knocked out of NO's league, so I think I finished 4th in that. So I went out straight sets there, and I beat Han Soldo. So yeah, it was a good. I guess in a league's perspective, it was good to be bad this week because, you know, if I had to have a bad week, it'd be this week. Otherwise, I would have lost all my finals. So anyway, let's have a look at SDS SuperCoach. So we've got the prelims. Oh, Huffy's big guns went in straight sets and he finished 1st. That is brutal. Jeez, that is disappointing for him. Sorry about that, mate. He's been in 1st basically all year. Gee. So we got Christian and Brendan in the other prelim. So I'll be hoping to face one of them. I won't jump the gun. And then I'm going up against Jory Warpedo for a spot in the grand final. So we'll see how we go this week in that. So well done. And who got knocked out this week? Stefan and Brad. So condolences to them on getting out of the league. But I appreciate you guys joining. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. You know, if I make the grand final, my opponent will have, regardless of whether they win or not, if I make the grand final and I'm going up against, let's just say Brendan, so he'll have a code for the rest of, you know, SuperCoach into my league. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking of doing. So if I can get in touch with whoever, or, you know, if I don't make the grand final, I guess, if it's Jory versus whoever, the winner gets the code and all that. So yeah, made my point there. Is there much else? I don't really think there is, you know. I thought I'd be a bit more angry because this has genuinely cost me probably top 1K. So that was a bit disappointing. Maybe I was a bit unrealistic thinking I could get there, but it is what it is. So hope you guys had a better week in SuperCoach than I did. I'll see you. And one thing as well, I believe AFLW Fantasy is the website is coming up this week. So I think I'm going to do an AFLW team picker because, as I said, I'm going to do some AFLW fantasy content in the off season. So that's what I'm planning on doing. So yeah, look, so that'll probably be my second video this week. There's not really much else to talk about with SuperCoach. I'm not sure if I'll bother doing a preview. All you need to know is I'm trading short to Brayshaw. If anything changes, then I'll put it in the comments in this video. And my vice captain will be led into Oliver. So hope you guys had a good week and I hope your footy side won, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.